As you prepare for your meeting of creditors, here are some common questions and answers that may help you.
Who is the debtor in a bankruptcy case?
In most cases, the debtor is the person that filed the bankruptcy case.
What is a bankruptcy trustee?
The bankruptcy trustee is a private individual, not a government employee, who has been appointed by the United States trustee to conduct the Section 341A meeting of creditors and manage bankruptcy cases. They collect and disperse funds to creditors in bankruptcy cases. In Chapter 7 cases, the bankruptcy trustee collects assets of the debtor, liquidates those assets, and pays the proceeds to creditors. In Chapter 12 and 13 cases, the bankruptcy trustee does not take possession of debtor assets, but instead helps manage a court-approved payment plan by collecting regular payments from the debtor and paying the funds to creditors.
What is a Section 341A meeting of creditors?
A Section 341A meeting of creditors, also referred to as a meeting of creditors or 341 meeting, is a public meeting required by Bankruptcy Code Section 341. The assigned bankruptcy trustee presides over this meeting. They will question debtors under oath about their financial circumstances and other matters that affect their bankruptcy case.
Do I have to attend my meeting of creditors?
Yes. All debtors are required by law to appear at their scheduled meeting of creditors, and in a jointly filed bankruptcy case, both debtors must appear. Failure to appear may result in the dismissal of your case and you not receiving a discharge of your debts.
Will anyone else be at my meeting of creditors?
Yes. The meeting of creditors is a public proceeding, so other parties, such as creditors, also may attend and ask questions. At a minimum, the assigned bankruptcy trustee will attend and preside. Other attendees may include your attorney if you have one, any of your creditors or other interested parties, such as representatives from the United States Trustee's Office or another government agency, and other debtors whose meetings of creditors are scheduled on the same day as yours and are waiting for their case to be called.
What is the notice of bankruptcy case that I received in the mail?
The Notice of Bankruptcy Case, Official Form 309, more commonly referred to as the notice, is the first official notification to your creditors and other affected parties that you filed bankruptcy. This notice contains important information for you, your attorney, your creditors, and other parties regarding your bankruptcy case, including information for creditors to identify the case, meaning the name of the debtor or debtors and the assigned bankruptcy case number, general information for creditors regarding the debtor or debtors, their name, any aliases, and address, the debtor's attorney's name and contact information, if applicable, the name and contact information of the bankruptcy trustee assigned to the case, the name and contact information for the bankruptcy court clerk's office in which the case was filed, the date, time, and location of the meeting of creditors, along with a link to the United States Trustees Section 341 Meeting of Creditors information webpage. All meetings of creditors for Chapter 7, 12, and 13 cases are held virtually by Zoom, and the location lists the bankruptcy trustee's Zoom meeting information, which is the meeting ID, passcode, and phone number that are needed to join the meeting, and upcoming deadlines in the case. This notification is mailed to the debtor, debtor's attorney, and all creditors and other affected parties listed in the bankruptcy case. We recommend that all parties keep this document during the bankruptcy case.
Where can I find more information about my meeting of creditors?
You can find more information by going to the United States Trustees Section 341 Meeting of Creditors information webpage at justice.gov/UST/MOC, the link listed in Box 7 of the notice. This webpage contains useful information and resource links. We strongly recommend that you review this site and the resources on it prior to your meeting of creditors. Let's highlight a few of these items. Instructions for joining a Zoom Section 341A meeting of creditors. This document contains information on essential requirements and advanced preparation, including step-by-step directions for joining a Zoom meeting. Personal identification, financial information, and tax returns. This section of the webpage emphasizes some of the necessary documents and information that your bankruptcy trustee will likely request and you will need to send in advance of your meeting of creditors. Bankruptcy information sheet. Available in multiple languages, this document provides general information about what happens in a bankruptcy case. Best practices for debtors, debtors' attorneys, and other parties in interest for attending virtual Section 341A meetings of creditors in Chapter 7, 12, and 13 cases. These best practices offer information regarding the conduct of virtual 341 meetings, including attending the meeting by Zoom, virtual 341 meeting protocols, and requirements for verifying debtor identification documents. Trustee contact information. This link takes you to the private trustee locator page where you can look up the mailing address, phone number, and email address for all bankruptcy trustees. Local 341 meeting information for debtors, debtors' attorneys, and other parties in interest. The table under this section allows you access to the local Section 341 meeting information webpage for each judicial district.
How do I join the virtual meeting of creditors?
Debtors and their attorneys should appear at the meeting of creditors by video conference through Zoom. To allow time to resolve any potential issues you may encounter, please join the meeting of creditors 10 minutes before the scheduled meeting time. You will need an electronic device with a camera, speakers, microphone, and internet access. If using a smartphone, you need to download the Zoom application. If using a tablet, laptop, or desktop computer, you can either download the Zoom application or go to zoom.us/join on your web browser. To join the meeting, enter the bankruptcy trustee's Zoom meeting ID and passcode listed on your notice when prompted by Zoom. If you have trouble connecting by video, you should join the meeting of creditors by audio only by calling the bankruptcy trustee's Zoom phone number listed on the notice, followed by the passcode when prompted, and then let the bankruptcy trustee know you were unable to join by video. If you join by audio only, your meeting of creditors likely will be continued to a later date. When prompted to enter a name, please enter your first and last name so the bankruptcy trustee can properly identify you. For more detailed step-by-step instructions, please reference the instructions for joining a Zoom Section 341A meeting of creditors located on the United States Trustees Section 341 Meeting of Creditors information webpage at justice.gov/UST/MOC.
What if I don't remember my bankruptcy trustee's Zoom meeting information and can't find my notice?
If you misplace the notice and no longer have the bankruptcy trustee's Zoom meeting information, this information can be found on the United States Trustees Local Section 341 Meeting Information webpage for the judicial district in which the bankruptcy case was filed. To access the Judicial District's Local Section 341 Meeting Information webpage, go to the United States Trustees Section 341 Meeting of Creditors Information webpage at justice.gov/UST/MOC and locate the Local 341 Meeting Information for Debtors, Debtors' Attorneys, and Other Parties in Interest section at the bottom of the page. Here you will find a table of all U.S. states and territories along with their judicial districts and divisions. Each link in the table will take you to that judicial district's local Section 341 Meeting Information webpage. Each judicial district's local section 341 meeting information webpage includes a trustee contact and Zoom 341 meeting information for Chapter 7, 12, and 13 cases table. This table lists all bankruptcy trustees in that judicial district and includes their contact information, the Zoom meeting information needed to join their meetings of creditors, and a Zoom meeting link that will take you directly to the bankruptcy trustee's Zoom meeting of creditors.
What if I need a foreign language or sign language interpreter at my meeting of creditors?
The United States Trustee Program provides free foreign and sign language interpreter services at meetings of creditors for debtors with limited English proficiency or hearing impairments. Although foreign language interpreters for most languages can be acquired the day of the meeting of creditors, this is not the case for sign language interpreters. If you require a sign language interpreter, please contact the bankruptcy trustee at least 1 week prior to your meeting. While it is not required, it also helps to notify the bankruptcy trustee of the need for a foreign language interpreter in advance of your meeting. Contact information for your bankruptcy trustee can be found on the notice or on the United States Trustee Program's private trustee locator webpage at justice.gov/UST/private-trustee-locator.